Hi, I'm Andy with EcoChan, and this month we have a Longan charcoal roasted high mountain tea. The tea leaves were harvested from the Shanlinshi high mountain tea growing area in southern Nantou County last spring. So this is spring 2016 harvest, and the leaves have undergone several roastings, both conventionally and traditionally, meaning that the first 3 roastings were done with a conventional oven roaster as a sort of preliminary process to prepare them for charcoal roasting. So they were roasted in a tea roasting oven 3 times for a total of about 20 hours or more. And then they were given to a professional charcoal tea roaster. And from there, the leaves were roasted a total of 5 additional times for a complete amount of 8 roastings. The way the service works here to roast tea is that the professional roaster will charge per quantity rather than time. So a base price is charged, and the roaster will determine when the desired effect has been reached, no matter how long it takes to roast the tea. So after the 3 preliminary roastings that our friend did, who bought this spring batch of Shanlinshi tea, he gave it to a professional roaster who roasted it an additional 5 times for a total of 8 roastings. This indicates that it is a long, slow process that takes finesse and a lot of patience and time. Between roastings, the leaves have to set and kind of just regain their composition or regain a new level of composition in their roasting process. So over several months' time and 8 roastings, we finally have this batch of tea that we feel is a fine example of the traditional art of charcoal roasting. Of course, charcoal roasting was the way to roast and cure tea before we had the modern technology of electricity or gas-powered oven roasters. It is also an indication of what you might call gongfu cha, or artisan tea, in that it's not just tea that's harvested and processed quickly and ready within a couple of days. This is a tradition that has developed over generations, and a lot of practical wisdom goes into the process of roasting tea. And this is why we determined it as a worthy batch for our EcoCha Tea Club members. It's an amazingly rich, hearty flavored tea. It's really, I'm forgetting where I'm at in the brewing process here because I'm a bit spellbound just by that first sip. It's incredibly smooth and balanced and basically a concentrated tea flavor. But it has flavor qualities that are beyond your normally processed tea, in that the roasting really infuses it with a whole different profile of flavor. So what we get from the roasting, of course, is a roasted character. You can taste that the tea has been roasted. The sweetness that is naturally occurring in tea just seems to be more evident as a balancing act between the naturally bitter qualities in tea. So you get that undertone of bitter, and then there is this evident kind of sweetness on top of that. It's really quite complex, even more than a traditionally made dongding or tiaguanyin, and that the profile is really broad. It's all just brought together really well in a finely roasted tea, as we feel that this one is. One of the ways, in addition to the visual of the brewed tea and the transparency and that the beautiful color that it comes out, we can see that it's not super dark, and this represents the fact that the leaves have not been burned. There is no burned flavor in this roasted tea. Although the roasted character is very evident and really can't be missed, it's well balanced with the naturally occurring bitter and sweet and fruity qualities that come with a traditionally made tea. So all of this practical wisdom that goes into the making of a tea such as this, starting with the knowledge of what elevation is ideal for oxidizing the leaves more while having the substance of a high mountain tea, and then from there the intricate roasting process that is involved over 50 hours of time and several months. This to us is the epitome of what goes into traditional artisan tea. It just really makes me think what was going on 50 or 100 years ago, and what people were doing before they had the option of electricity, and the generations of experience that go into knowing how to roast a tea properly. And now that this is being preserved via the consumer demand for these specialty made teas, this is what inspires us, and this is what inspires the whole EcoCha Tea Club to seek out and find and share these special batches of tea with you. We really think you're going to like this tea, particularly during the winter season. It's rich, it's warm, it's smooth, it's smoky, it's got a touch of peat in the finish. It really is a fireside type of tea. So if you're living in a colder climate area and it's the middle of winter, we think you're going to particularly enjoy this batch of tea. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you next month for the EcoCha Tea Club. Please share your experience of this batch as well as all the batches that we share with you, and we look forward to hearing them and even seeing your tasting video. That would be great if you post it on our blog page. Everyone that's in the club and beyond will get to hear what you have to say about this tea. Thanks again. We'll see you next month.